Welcome to the morning after of Colton's season. Ashley, who are we here with today?
We're here with Chris and Crystal and the Goose.
Woohoo, the Goose. I loved when Chris Harrison called you the Goose last night.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't want that to live on forever.
You don't?
No.
You guys perpetuate it though.
I know, but I gotta go with her, so I love her.
He's my little Goosey.
Every
Time I go on my phone or like Instagram, I search like Goosey, and then I have to go back to Chris.
Like my name.
He's in your phone?
My name in her phone is like Goosey with like a diamond heart and like something else. And I'm like, it's just always it's never gonna die.
No, I think you just gotta own it, baby. Where'd you get like a goose tattoo?
I forget. Remind everybody where it came
the
from.
producers.
Why did they call you Goose though?
It's
It
because
happened on the Bachelorette.
Top Gun?
Well, no, it happened in casting weekend, and you know, like when you go in and you get interviewed by everyone, and then Alon was like, "I feel like you're a silly goose," and then everyone just started saying like, "Goose, goose," like.
Oh, a silly Goose.
it's because he acts like a tough guy, and then they're like, "I think you got a silly side to you," and he's like. Leans back in his chair, like the walls come down. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm a silly goose," and it just stuck. And so they
You weren't
called
even
him
there.
Goose.
You weren't even there.
I know the story. And so they called him Goose behind his back during the Bachelorette. So for Paradise, like everyone knew him as the Goose.
Yeah.
I got Goose.
So,
I got Goose in the
you
room.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I got goosebumps right now.
like last night, when the audio guys comes in, he's like, "I'm putting the mic on Goose right now." It's like, it doesn't stop. And like when the
No, it's
makeup,
like-
the makeup girl's like, "Goose, like, come on, let's go." And I'm like,
It's not
Jesus.
gonna die.
It's just not gonna die.
We just gotta.
Yeah.
You know?
Sorry. I love it.
It's like Cupcake though, because poor Cupcake. I mean, like I know people don't talk about him a lot, but like in our friend group, I don't call him Chris at all. And
So I guess Chris is just don't.
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's too many of you.
Well, there's
true.
Chris Harrison, so I think
Yeah.
he's taken the name.
The Chris.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the only Chris.
Exactly.
It's actually the
Exactly.
Okay,
I feel like you're talking about the Secret Service, like the Goose.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like Top Gun 2.0. It's like,
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so let's get into last night.
yes, so.
all right.
So you were there.
Yes.
How in love were
Did
Cassie
you meet
and Colton?
them? Did you meet Cassie?
So
We didn't see
we
them.
didn't get to see them. No.
Oh.
No.
We were like shuffled off as soon as Chris's little segment ended.
Yeah.
Because
His
it's a
40
Secret
seconds on
Service.
Yeah,
They're like
seriously.
the CIA.
Seriously. It just doesn't stop. No, I wanted to see them, and then I wanted to be there to kind of see it in the moment, live, instead of seeing it on TV. So I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to see like that interaction face to face.
Can we talk about how she was a completely different person? Did you guys watch the live episode?
We saw bits and pieces.
Yeah, we saw bits and pieces.
So you weren't able to necessarily see her and Colton sitting down there?
I saw it, you know, when last night when they replayed it and we got to watch it on the West Coast time.
Okay.
I saw the body chemistry was kind of different. And,
She was a different person.
yeah, and you know, yeah, I know.
Like, wait, what in the world?
What's your take? What your takes?
Are you guys like hesitant about it? Like you worry that like it's like an acting job because it is such a different person? I'm not. I'm just throwing it out there as an idea that some may have.
You know, it's so interesting because I think we know like when you end the show versus I mean that was 4 months ago.
I know.
That was 4 months ago that
Yeah.
finale to where they are now, and I know Chris and I grew very close after the show had wrapped, especially when he moved to San Diego. So like we really needed that time to develop our relationship
Yeah.
to really grow closer because it's like reverse dating. When you come off the show, you come back and you start over, like
Yeah.
dating someone. So for us, we grew closer. So maybe that happened with them, and
I would say it would be extremely weird if it was right after the show and then all of a sudden she changed, but there has been a gap.
Yeah.
So we don't know really what has changed to lead her to behave this way now.
And she just seems so much more warmer,
Yeah.
receptive to him, vibrant. Her whole energy is different. She can like complete sentences faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just thought of this until now, but that jumpsuit, that haircut really helped her as well because if you think back to the clothing she was wearing on the show, she was wearing florals and little baby doll dresses and just younger clothing, and then we were having a tough time last night with her stringing together sentences in front of his parents, and she just came
Yeah.
off very young, always putting her hand up to her mouth, came off very young, and then bam, she walked out there last night and we were like, damn girl, you grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
yeah, well, going through a viewing of The Bachelor when you're kind of villainized will definitely put some grace on you. I'm going to tell you what. From experience.
I'm sure there was a level of maturity that took place over these last few months, and I'm sure Colton had talks with her. I'm sure producers had talks with them, and so I'm sure that she became more self-aware.
Yeah. So I have to just say that like the 4 months in between is a big deal, and it changed a lot for them. And I think that people need to. I think Jared and I, people wouldn't understand how we got from the show to our relationship,
that ring.
which is why
To the
we
ring,
did
yes.
that 40-minute YouTube video explaining what happened and developed in that time. So I think that that is what's missing. That's like the missing piece. We saw a little cute montage of them, but I think like a lot of the audience is wanting to see more of that. I guess we'll just see that from their social media.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure there'll be an onslaught. But yeah, you were the villain, Ari season, and you cannot say anything to anybody and defend yourself. No press, no social. What was that like? What do you think Cassie was going through?
I think Cassie was going through a really tough time, especially this last week. Especially, well, I know, because Chris had a bit of a villain edit on
You did.
Paradise. And so I think Chris would have a great opinion, but it was, we knew we were together, but watching it play out on television where people were just, it didn't look like there was going to be a happy ending. It was really frustrating.
I think also when you watch it back, you're like, okay, well, no one forced me to act that way or say some things or behave a certain way. So I'm sure those little things like the covering the mouth of Cassie, and I'm sure the way that she held herself in conversations, I'm sure she really became more self-aware and like, okay, I need to change and I need to grow up a little bit, especially if I'm going to be in this position.
Yeah, it really offers a magnifying glass to good and not so good qualities, about us. And so it's just taking it as opportunity to grow and, become better is really what you can do.
Yeah.
They said.
Very perfectly said, and that is why I will never go on reality TV because it's really tough. And I think, let's just hop right into Hannah B then, because we can go a little back.
That kind of like leads right into it.
Yeah. We were squealing when she got on
Squealing
stage.
in Glee. Like, we love her
we
so
love Hannah
much,
B.
and I know you guys do too.
Yeah.
She got not the greatest reception on social
I
media
saw
last
that,
night,
yeah.
and I'm like, I can see how like she's completely different from everybody else you're used to filling in the role of lead, but I didn't find it to be cringy. I felt it to be real. It was like you picked a girl out of her like school, out of a fandom, like out of a Bachelor
beauty pageant.
out of a beauty pageant, and you placed her in the Bachelorette role, and then she was genuinely reacting the way like 99% of girls would. Yeah. So I'm like, how are you thinking this is cringy? This would be you.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah.
She hasn't had a lot of time to prep
No.
either. So there's still a lot of prepping that she needs in order to fulfill that spot as being Bachelorette as far as growing and being able to facilitate that type of role, because it's tough.
Yeah, and I think that no one's ever going to be happy. Everyone's going to complain.
Everybody always has to complain.
Oh my God.
Think about Colton. Everybody was
Hated
like
him.
so up in arms when he was announced.
including me.
But look at the ratings.
I know, and
I
the
think
interest.
Yes.
It's just so interesting.
Yes, and I think that this, I would say, has been my favorite season, I want to say ever, because they broke the fourth wall.
Yeah.
They were showing behind the scenes, and it just made it so raw and real, and it was gut-wrenching to watch their breakup.
Right. You
And
kind
you're
of felt
like,
like you had an attachment to the
so
relationship.
invested.
Oh yeah. This season brought me back to like a point where I was just a fan again.
Yeah.
Where like I remember, being in my early 20s and watching the show and looking forward to every Monday night and hanging by a thread and being like, I can't wait. I was like, I want to hibernate until next Monday because I can't handle non-Bachelor days. And that's like I felt like that about this season.
Yeah.
You're so
100%.
right. And I think it'll go right back to the formula. I think Hannah B will get engaged. I think it'll be okay as far as the formula is concerned. And
But they even brought in, Colton was using, vlogging throughout this season.
And I liked that.
Yeah.
and with Alon leaving, I wonder if things will change as well.
If anything, it's going to
interesting.
be for like the more boring.
All right.
I'm not sure, actually. I don't know what to expect, but I'm sure that what they saw was working, and so don't change what's not broken. So
Right.
That's true too.
keep playing the way that it's
disrupt
been. Right.
Well,
100%.
right, but then they did the date in Spain. They did the fantasy suite.
They should have left it.
Yeah,
as it was,
they kind of went back to the formula. Jimmy Kimmel gave them an Elaine ring last night, so it's like, okay, we're kind of going back to the formula.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And he said you can exchange it for any ring you want.
Oh, he did.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't know if she's wearing it
Cassie just
today.
gets to go in and
So they're
pick
engaged?
her ring on like every
What
other
is this, Sweet Home Alabama? Come on.
Promise ring. Let's just finish out Hannah B. I think after last night, producers will probably be like, okay, let's sit her down.
Yeah.
Let's highly
Let's bring in
produce
this
her.
I don't want because no, but if they do try to like make her like polish her more, then it's gonna lose her charm, and I think like it's actually going to be retroactive for her because I think she's gonna start overthinking even more. She's like, oh, they didn't like that. Well, now I have to pretend to be something else, and I have to censor myself even more.
And that was already an issue that she had brought up on The Bachelor, that's need to be perfect. And so I hope that like she's being coached with producers to really just be authentic, be true to herself, because I found that was the way to be. You know, that was the way to be. Just
for
like
herself.
zero.
Absolutely.
Write it out.
Yeah, the realer you are, the more it pays off in the long
Yes.
run. Maybe not the short term,
Yes.
but the long run.
Indeed. So she got introduced to 5 suitors, and I loved Cam because
Cam
his
was the
best.
best.
Was
I mean, he
original.
could be the one.
And I
they
think
may
she's
have met on after the final round.
Yeah, I think she's gonna end up with like sort of a nerdy guy, like a Cam. But did any other suitors?
That I was
I
shocked
liked the height
when I heard.
on the guy with the stool.
No.
I was like, he is so tall. So tall. I couldn't hear anything. Like there was no audio, so I was just watching.
And then we had the guy that said, "I'll go down on you."
Oh my God!
If that doesn't
okay.
embark a one-day elimination,
The sexual innuendos last night was unreal. Even Chris Harrison was throwing them. I was like, Chris.
I'm glad Chris said, like, as like a father figure to you right now, not feeling that. That was not tasteful.
No, Onika's. I don't even remember what she said.
Coming up short, and then.
Oh yeah,
Demi's-
Oh wait, what did you say?
I just gave a very mature response.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I basically said, and I was like,
The
Ben,
Goose
I'm sure you could
wisdom.
attest to this, is, in the fantasy suite that night, her and I, we didn't have sex.
Yeah.
We really focused,
Most don't.
emphasis on conversations, because you only get a short window of time alone after interviews and stuff like that. And so I kind of just pointed out that we don't have to just focus on the sex here. It's important to know that there's conversations that help you understand if this is something you can see moving forward for longevity.
Right.
And that's kind of where, I gave my wisdom at.
And it's like in the fantasy suite, you just need that private time.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a fantasy suite?
Yeah, I had 2.
You did?
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought?
Crystals?
Jared and with Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. Winter Games.
Yeah,
Kevin.
and then
when with
Jared,
Canada?
we had one because I requested one. Yeah, in Paradise, I was like, I think alone time might change this whole game.
Right.
He said that it did. Like, he definitely saw more to me that day, but like, no, of course I
Clearly.
haven't.
Yeah, but you were the Colton in that. You were the Colton, and
I know.
you knew something he didn't.
Knew it.
Took that risk, and it paid off.
Yeah, his intuition may have been right. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
And we were all like, what are you talking about, Colton? And now she loves him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Really
So I didn't realize he had moved to LA.
Yeah.
So
Oh, did he?
Yeah, you gotta help.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I mean she's in Huntington, so as we know in LA traffic, that's can be quite
17
far.
hours.
Yeah, that's a long
You guys
distance
would know.
relationship.
But he's making the moves. He's making,
Closer and closer.
he's coming for the girl that he wants. So.
Yeah, I know. He was just so infatuated with her, and it was so lovely to see that play out. He just authentically loved her. And going back and having been through it, sometimes it just feels like when I was on Ari's season, I felt pressured to try to find a connection here, and it just wasn't. It can look disingenuous. But with Cassie and Colton, at least on Colton's side, he loved her, and it was incredible to experience that emotion through the TV.
Oh, I know. I gotta
Right?
say that when I was watching them finally like sit together on the couch and be so happy, I felt like a lump in my throat. I got a little emotional, and I haven't felt like that about a Bachelor couple on that and that after the Final Rose episode in a bit. And I was like, I'm feeling them really, really happy.
I'm trying to think, maybe Rachel and Brian. But I can't think of anyone else.
I sobbed with Nick and Vanessa, but that's because I'm friends with him.
Right.
Like, if I wasn't friends with him, I don't think I would.
Right. And then, the whole Ari situation. Whew,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
Crazy.
Glad to be like 1 year past that. I'm
Yeah.
like, woo,
Made
it.
The times have changed.
Made it.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, they have.
That is, jeez. Oh, God bless him. Okay, guys, I think we covered it all. We covered a lot.
Wow.
We did.
Nice.
I can't believe we're done.
I know.
Was it?
But I heard they film Bachelorette beginning Saturday.
I know.
Reality Steve has released some of the guys, and they're very cute. They seem well-rounded. So, hopefully we'll get you some interviews with Hannah B.
My friend,
I
I got on
love
the phone with my
Hannah.
mom. I was like, Mom, because she's the Bachelorette, I may not be able to be friends with her. She's like, I'm sure you'll be friends with her. And I'm like in middle school.
You
I'm your friend.
know who I got to meet last night? Tracy. And I
gosh.
love Tracy.
I
love Tracy. I don't know.
The Cougar.
She reminds me of a really good friend of mine from like years ago. So I just have this like really soft spot for her. Actually, Sydney, Demi, Onyeka, and Tracy.
I like Demi.
They were at our hotel.
they're
We are obsessed with Demi.
Yeah, Demi's great.
She's so wonderful. And
She's
then
got a lot of layers to her.
She does. She really does. And then we wanted to give Hannah G a shout out because I spent like 2 hours with Hannah G last night doing the podcast. You spent a little time with her yesterday, and what a personality that we didn't get to see. Such a sweet, awesome.
sad
love
that
you,
I haven't
Hannah
met her
G.
yet.
Yeah. Hannah G for Bachelorette in Paradise. Okay? Let's make her the Bachelor in Paradise.
No, we're in the Bachelorette next year.
Yeah, we're
Though
the Bachelorette
I'm
next
sure
year.
she's got many a men courting her right
Yeah.
now. She's amazing, and you guys are too. Thanks for being here up from
you.
Thanks for having
San
us.
Diego. We
Appreciate
appreciate
No, we
it.
appreciate coming.
Yeah,
you.
Ashley.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, in the off season, you can check out my podcast, I Don't Get It, and Almost Famous. And, buy Lucy and Clark, A Story of Puppy Love at lucyandclarkbook.com. You guys were so sweet.
We got
I
two
got
copies.
copies.
Oh, and we also want to thank Rent the Runway for helping us out
Yes, for sure.
this season of recaps.
And
Bye,
you guys, find them on YouTube because
yeah.
they document the life, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Glitter
Got
Goose.
it.
Glitter Goose on YouTube.
Glitter Goose. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, like it, and subscribe. And if you want more Bachelor content, head over to Access Online.